from Metal Church and Ross the Boss Band, and you are watching CMS TV. And all you people out there, keep it fucking metal.
It's brand new Axel Rudy Pell right here on the Classic Metal Show, featuring my new friend Johnny Gioeli on lead vocal there with Darkest Hour. That one going out by request to the Dude Bro. He says, how about some Johnny G from the new Axel Rudy Pell? Let's hear Darkest Hour. It's a cut, dude.
There you go.
It's a cut. And just before that, for Skippy, we heard the Screaming Eagles with All the Way. And for Dale, we heard Megadeth with High Speed Dirt. So
good set.
Yeah, so there you are. Well, I can't believe we burned through this show, so we might as well just knock out this last segment and call it a night.
Works for me.
You know,
we can call it a night now if you want. I'm out. See ya.
I mean, there's only an hour and 20 minutes left, so you know, just burn through it. Burn, baby, burn.
Let's rip run it.
Yeah. Well, I got a music related thing.
Okay. Go.
That I'll cover real quick, and then we'll get into the other music related.
Oh, go ahead.
But anyway, Mark Miller submitted this story that Michael Jackson, when he died,
yeah,
he was $500 million in debt.
Is that all?
Yeah, only $500 million.
Live like a king.
Yeah, the guy made a shit ton of money, but to be $500 million in debt.
Yeah, dude. You know what? I applaud that. I know that sounds crazy, but I applaud that. You can't go to your grave with it. He's dead now. And good on him. He lived every single thing. And I know people are going to say, yeah, like raping kids. But he did every single thing he wanted to do.
True.
And he did it on his own terms. And quite honestly, he doesn't have to answer for it.
That's true. And
good on him.
Well, it's just like Evel Knievel. He always said that too. He goes, I've been rich and I've been poor. He goes, rich is a lot better. He goes, I'd rather live rich than die rich.
Yeah, exactly. I've told my kids a million times, I ain't leaving them any money. But as far as I'm concerned, they're going to have to borrow money to claim the body. That's how I honestly feel, is I want to spend every penny that I've made. I want to enjoy every fucking cent of the money that I've made. I'll leave businesses and stuff, but I ain't leaving money. I'm spending it.
Right. Well, anyway, new court documents show that the dire financial situation the King of Pop was in when he died at the age of 50.
Oof.
So you've already outlived the King of Pop, Chris.
Look at that.
I'm 10 years ahead of the King of Pop myself.
And I'm probably too big. I'm probably as big as three of them. So
Michael Jackson was more than $500 million in debt when he died in 2009. 2009.
15 years ago.
15 years ago. The King of Pop was in deep financial hole when he died at the age of 50 of acute propofol intoxication. According to a petition, the executors of his estate filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court, seen by the news networks. At the time of Michael Jackson's death, Michael Jackson's most significant assets were subject to more than $500 million of debt and creditors. Claims with some of the debt accruing interest at extremely high rates and some debt in default.
Did he have, I would be curious if he had liens against him, though.
Well, that's what it said. It said a high rate
said he had creditors,
which means he borrowed
doesn't mean
money.
he took liens.
Yeah. Well, they could attach his assets.
I mean, I guess they did take Neverland, didn't they, when he died?
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever. Fuck. He lived he had a good run.
Yeah, but I don't think he intended on dying at 15.
No, I don't think he did either.
Because he was working up to do that.
The This Is It tour.
Yeah, he had a 50 show concert residency at
the
O2
This Is It
Arena.
tour. That was because he said that was it. That was the end of his touring. Was This Is It?
So he was trying to get back on his feet. Literally.
Dude, how sad would it have been? Let's say he would have lived 15 years later. He would have never got out of that debt.
No.
He'd be playing the fucking casinos. Don't you think? I mean, he would have gone down because the legacy of raping kids would have caught him. The legend of that. He would not have stayed on top. Look at how fast they ripped Diddy off the fucking mantle.
Yeah.
They ripped him off the mantle that fast. In today's world with Me Too, he would have been done.
Yeah.
Done.
The pop superstar had been preparing for 50 show concert residency called This Is It at London's O2 Arena before he died on the 25th of June, 2009. So just the anniversary of his death was just the other day.
Good point here, Boss Metal. Good point. Allegedly raped kids. Don't want to say that he did it because I don't want a legal problem.
18 days before his first performance had been scheduled, his death left his estate financial liability of $40 million to the tour promoter AEG, the filing said. The filing requests that money from Jackson's estate would be used to reimburse the executor's lawyers for legal services and other expenses. Jackson was also facing lawsuits in several states and countries when he died. The petition said more than 65 creditors claimed claims had been filed, which prompted more lawsuits.
So they hadn't got the liens yet.
No.
Wow.
The executors, however, have settled or disposed of most of the creditors' claims in litigation. Filing said Jackson's physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter in 2011 for providing the drug that killed the singer.
Yeah. So there's always been the rumor out there, and I see it in the chat room as well. I'm not going to pull it up, but I see it in there, that he owed some really powerful people, and maybe they sort of put the hit on him. What do you think of that?
No, I think it was an accident.
You think it was a true accident?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could, but dude, can you imagine? Do you think... Okay, so you work in the AEG offices, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You get that phone note. You get that phone call. Dude, Michael Jackson just died.
Yeah.
Are you sad or are you mad?
Probably mad.
That's what I think, too.
Because they were taking a gamble. Because if you saw any of the practice video, because he was practicing at the Staples Center in LA.
Yeah.
They had that closed off so he and his troupe could, work out their musical thing. And he was abysmal.
Yeah, he was not good.
Yeah, he was abysmal. And they were wondering because it was like according to the article, it was only 18 days away from, his debut at the O2. And, all the footage, at least the footage I saw, he was not up to par.
No.
He was very frail. He didn't have the energy. He was winded. He literally hadn't performed in forever.
Like 10 years or something.
Yeah, and he was trying to get into fighting shape to go out there and perform and stuff. And at least what I saw in the practice videos, he was not good at all.
Yeah, he was not good. I watched that documentary and I watched all that footage. Yeah, he looked terrible.
Yeah, so they were probably getting nervous about it and just like, holy shit, we took a gamble on this fucking guy.
And lost. Well,
yeah, big time.
But they probably had insurance, don't you think?
Oh, I'm sure there was something to it, but seriously though.
Yeah. That's got to be like, God damn it, I wasted a year of my life on this motherfucker and he died.
Yeah, but again, the whole where do you go through all the money you made and 500 million more? How do you do that?
Did you ever watch the documentary on him? The one with that Brashear guy that interviewed him and ran around with him and stuff?
I'm trying to think if I saw that when it came out. It's been a couple of years, right?
Yeah, it's been a lot of years now. Yeah. He
was at the store. He would just buy everything on a whim. He'd go buy just gold shit and clothes or
well, they showed him with that Bashir guy in some fucking store.
Mm-hmm.
And he spent like
I did see that
$200,000 or something. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And these fucking rubes would just buy it for him instead of saying, bro, you ain't got any money.
Right.
Too many yes men. That's how they all go broke, isn't it?
I would imagine, but it's just the obscene amount of money that he made. What I'm trying to get to is he made, say, $500 million, and he spent $500 million more.
Yeah, he spent $1 billion.
So yeah, and for what? What did he have to show for it? He wasn't like a car guy. He didn't have like a bunch of fancy sports cars. He had that Neverland Ranch. He had the basically the theme park in his backyard.
Memories of 7-year-old butthole, allegedly.
But in reality, aside from, the Beatles catalog, which,
that was pricey.
Yeah, but that had value though. So the question is what was the value on that? If I'm sure the estate sold it or at least, took money against it or something.
I'm sure they did.
What they did with it.
I mean, if you think about it, though, dude, Neverland had to cost $30 million just to buy it. Yes?
I don't know what it was worth.
It's probably big. I'm sure it was a big number. I'm sure it wasn't $3 million. I'm sure it was huge. And then he had a fucking zoo on the property. So buying all. What does it cost to buy an elephant?
Yeah, exactly.
Or a giraffe or
or a Ferris wheel.
Yeah, but all that stuff. Then you got to upkeep all of it. How much does it cost to feed a fucking elephant? He ran up ridiculous bills that probably in his mind were. He probably bought stuff and was like, big deal, if he even knew the money.
Right.
But even if he did, let's just say he bought an elephant. Let's say to buy an elephant, it costs $1 million. I'm throwing that out. I have no idea what it costs, but let's just say that for the sake of argument. He's probably like, I can afford $1 million. So he buys the elephant.
Yeah.
And then somebody tells him that it's going to cost $30,000 a month to feed it. And then another $30,000 a month to maintain it. That's nothing for me. I'm going to make another single. It's going to be huge. So he just buys it. Yeah, so he just buys that shit. And then next thing you know, he's got an elephant and 2 kangaroos and a fucking giraffe and a staff of 20. It all adds up. What do you think it costs just to cut the grass at Neverland? 10 grand?
Hard to say.
Everything is on a different level.
I know.
And even with all that said, still spending $1 billion is a lot of money for one fucking dude.
Yeah.
But I can sort of see it if you absolutely have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, but man, it just the thought of, blowing through that amount of money.
Yeah. Just think of his security had to cost a couple million a year. Don't you think?
Hard to say. I don't
know. He was Michael Jackson. It's not like he could put a hat on and roll out to the fucking A&P to buy himself a fucking snack. Everything he did cost lots of money. And it adds up. Again, I'm not trying to justify $1 billion. I'm really not, but I could sort of see it a little bit, I guess. Sort of. Yeah. He's still a fool. And now a dead fool, but yeah. You didn't like him at all, did you? You were not a fan.
I wasn't a fan, no. He purchased the estate from Bone, whoever that is, in 1988 for an unknown amount. Some sources indicate that Neverland Ranch he purchased it for 19.5 million, while others suggest it was closer to 30 million.
See, I was right on that.
Yep, you were.
That was a total guess. All right, so 30 million bucks. Split the difference, 25. That's just to buy the fucking place. Then I'm sure he remodeled it to, because it looked, when you saw a video of it, it looked like a fucking Toys R Us. So, he probably bought a Toys R Us worth of product to put in the place.
Yep.
Yeah, it adds up.
Yeah, so his estate sold it for 22 million.
Oof. And didn't get to keep even $1 of that money.
Nope. So he bought it for anywhere between 19.5 and 30, and basically they sold it for.
So it's a break even to a loss.
Yeah, basically even.
Yeah,
it's hard
stinks.
to believe that there was real estate in California that it didn't go up in value.
Yeah. Well, I guess if there's accusations of kids being pumped in the ass, on the estate, they don't want to. But who would want to spend money? Would you like to buy my place?
They tried to sell it for $100 million.
Yeah.
in 2015, but they took 22 for it.
Yeah, of course. You would have to have Michael Jackson's frozen body in it for $100 million.
Right. I didn't realize this place was as big as it was.
How big is it?
2,700 acres.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it wasn't just a house with a huge backyard. It was.
That's actually pretty cheap for California. 22 million for 2,700 acres.
2,700 acre property was originally listed for 100 million in 2015, but was eventually sold for a fraction of that price.
That's a good deal for whoever bought it.
Yeah, 2,700 acres.
That's a lot of fucking land.
That is a lot of land. I had no idea it was that big.
Wow. Well, good for him for spending all his money. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think he knew he was going to be taken out at 50 though.
No, probably didn't, but he probably I would bet he had no idea what his money situation was.
I guarantee you didn't. He was a child. He was very childlike in his mentality.
I guarantee you nobody even said to him, "Hey, you got to slow down."
Yeah.
They were just like, "Yeah, Michael, let's." I'm sure whenever he started running low on money, they probably met him with the, "Hey, got any ideas in there? Working on any tunes?"
Well, we could leverage this Beatles catalog, for a bridge loan.
I don't think I want to sell that. Yeah, I like those songs.
Paul McCartney doesn't like me anymore because I usurped him in the sale.
That's right. Say, I stole your music today.
Yeah, that's literally what destroyed their friendship.
Yeah, I know.
Because they had that black and white song and that say song, and they were seeing the music videos together, and they were palling around together, and McCartney wanted that catalog because it's his.
Because it's his music, of course.
And then Jackson went in and snapped it up from under him, and it's like, what a fucking nigger.
But do you think he did it, or do you think it was his people?
Well, there's value there, and whoever it is, whether it was him or his handlers or his business, agents.
Do you think he knew he had it? See, I wonder how much. I think this guy was a total fucking puppet.
Yeah, well,
and had no idea of anything. Didn't know what he owned. Probably didn't know how many houses he had.
He
cars.
He had business managers that probably managed his affairs, and
Yeah, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine loading into the boardroom with Michael Jackson to talk X's and O's on a spreadsheet.
Right.
I'd imagine he'd be like, "I don't know what any of this is."
Yeah, right.
There's a lot of numbers here. What is that all about? I'm going to write a song called Numbers. I doubt he knew any of that shit. Ugh. Well, good on him for at least having fun while he was here.
Yeah. So the co-owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins is the one who bought the Jackson Ranch for $22 million.
Jeez, how much money has he got? Did he get afford sports teams and Michael's Ranch and everything else?
Ron Burkle, whoever that is.
Oh, him? He's the owner of that Pittsburgh team. I know.
Yeah, exactly. That's the guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So that was my music-related story.
All right. Well, I have a conspiracy theory about a music story.
All right.
I've seen this story popping up. We're gonna go a different direction. I keep seeing this. Andreas Kisser says it would be great to have Max and Igor Cavalera perform with Sepultura at their final show.
Okay.
So it's already a done deal, right? That's my conspiracy. It's already a done deal.
So this is just ginning up interest in it? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, Sepultura, the Derek Green version, is on what they're calling the final tour.
Okay.
All the dates have been announced. They're actually out playing shows already. So they're out there. My thought is, if this wasn't going to happen, these guys would not say this kind of shit that will fuck with their tour. Saying this kind of stuff while they're on their quote-unquote final tour is going to cost them asses in the seats to the final tour with Derek Green and with the Derek Green lineup and whoever the drummer is.
Well, I kind of agree with that, but I kind of disagree with that in a way.
Okay, why?
Because Kiss was on their final tour, and they said, well, you never know who's going to show up, referring to former members.
Yeah.
And people were anticipating that maybe Peter Criss might show up one night, maybe Ace might show up, maybe Bruce Kulick, maybe, somebody, Vinny will step up and join them on stage. And so people were anticipating that, well, maybe this is the show that so-and-so will pop in here.
Right.
So
yeah, maybe. I don't
know.
Kind
of the same thing in a way,
I just see both Andreas on this side and Max on the other side have both said this recently in the current round of talking that they're doing about whatever they're doing. And I'm just like, this has to already be a done deal. They might be ending Sepultura with Derek Green so that they can go back out on tour with the Max, with the reunion.
You read my mind, because that's exactly what I was going to say, is that they'll come back out or rejoin the band or be involved.
Yeah.
And then just hijack the Sepultura and take it back.
Yeah, they'll do a show, and then they'll all be like, it was so great to see these guys again.
The chemistry was so good. We just felt we just couldn't end it here.
There was so much magic on the stage that night that we have to continue it.
Right.
We feel like the fans deserve one more dose of that magic. That's what I think is gonna. I think that's the course we're gonna take here.
So they'll just take the band back.
Yeah, could be. Which I'm not actually for, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, I like having both Sepultura with Derek Green and Soulfly or Cav Conspiracy or whatever. But I think it's been a master. Quite honestly, and you may not know much about this, but Sepultura or Max and Igor have re-recorded the first couple of records that Sepultura did, the real old ones that sounded like shit.
Yeah, from the early 80s or mid 80s. Yeah,
Beneath the Remains and Schizophrenia.
Right.
And they sound excellent.
Okay.
I mean, as a fan, they sound excellent. And they used the exact same artwork, except they stripped off the Sepultura name and put on it Cavalera.
Okay.
Even written like Sepultura.
All right.
And I wonder if Andreas and Paulo Jr. and, I think those are the two that are still owners. I wonder if they think that the Cavaliers are going to steal the whole fucking catalog that way. Because I know I can only speak for me, but I will listen to the new Cavalera records before I'm going to listen to the old crappy sounding Sepultura originals. They sound that much better.
Okay.
And it's like, well, they could literally see their money train, especially if they're not going to be touring anymore, getting cut off. If Max takes back Chaos AD and Roots and Arise, they're fucked. And I wonder if this isn't if this all wasn't leverage to get the Sepultura name back. That's my conspiracy. I have nothing to back that up. But
Right. You're just wondering if somebody's got something in the works, and
yeah,
you know.
it wouldn't shock me. Would it shock you?
No, not at all. Because I mean, look at what David Wayne did with Metal Church.
Yes.
Because he did the David Wayne's Metal Church, and then he did the Reverend, and he used the Metal Church style logo for his Reverend logo and stuff. So, you know, he was trying to position himself to somehow take that Metal Church for himself.
Yeah. And then he died.
Yeah, and then he died.
Well, I just think it's interesting here for me as a Sepultura fan. I'm in a way I'm hoping it doesn't happen. I really don't want to see a reunion. I have no interest in it at all, because what Max and Igor are doing is just as good. I'll just go see that. I'm fine with that, and then it doesn't cost me $200 a ticket.
Yeah, and it's similar to what Kerry King is doing with his project. That sounds like Slayer.
Yeah, perfect for me. I'd
Yeah.
much, like I said at the beginning of the show, I'd much rather see Kerry King right now. Much rather see that than Slayer. So, all right. Well, that's that one. Here's a big shock. Like, not at all. After the success of the Dogs of War, Nikki Sixx says he does not see a reason right now for Motley Crue to go in the studio and record more music.
Wow.
I know that's a big shocker now, right?
Yeah. I mean, nobody's listening for new Crew music. Nobody. except for
Nobody.
Tim James.
And even Tim, I mean, did Tim say that he hated that song, or did he
Well,
fucking lie and say he loved
he said
it?
he didn't like it, but he says after hearing it like 24 or 48 hours later, he said he loved it.
Oh, well, good. Good for him. He can be the one, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, you're the one that liked that song.
Yeah. It's so bad. I saw this story and I was like, man, can these motherfuckers say anything without trying to spin it? Can Nikki not just say, look, we put out a song, no one liked it, so we're not going to do anymore? Why can't he say that?
Because he doesn't ever want to look like he's a failure at anything. But
he is.
Yeah, I understand. You know that. I know that. A lot of fans know that, but he just can't admit it. He just can't bring himself to say, hey, this was something that didn't work for us.
Do you think that there's some way he looks at that Dogs of War and says, that's what Crue's supposed to sound like today?
Nope. He just thought he would capitalize on current technology with the music video and written by AI or whatever they did with that thing, and it didn't work. It was an experiment that just didn't work. It fell flat, and rather than just admit failure, he just said, oh well, you know, we're just not in the position to record new music right now.
What does he tell his wife? Does he tell his wife, man, that fucking stiffed hard? Or does he even does he tell this lie to his wife?
Nah. She's just worried about having a couple of bucks in her pocket.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's all she gets. Just keep bringing in the dough, baby. That's why I married you.
Yeah, get back out there, Frank. Make some more money for us.
Yeah, make some bucks.
You make the bucks, I'll tell you it's the best song I ever heard.
Yeah.
Dogs of War is fantastic.
That's the other thing I never get, and we've talked about this a million times on the show, is why are these guys always getting married?
Just stupid.
I just don't get it.
Just dumb.
You know, Why are you always getting married? How many times has Nikki been married? Is this like
Several.
his third or fourth?
Let's
Something
see.
like that?
Well, let's take a look
He had
and
the
find out.
He had that Donna D'Erico. He was married to her. And I think he was married before that. And he's got this current wife. And like, holy shit. Why are you doing that?
He is 3 times married. Brandy Brandt, 89 to 96.
Right? Donna D'Erico.
Donna D'Erico, 96 to 2007.
And then this current chick.
And then Courtney, whatever her name is. Courtney Sixx.
Courtney Sixx.
Well, that's what it's listed as.
Courtney Sixx, huh?
It's listed as Courtney Sixx.
All right.
So she must have changed her name to Six.
Right.
But yeah, and he'll get divorced from her again too.
Yeah, of course.
She'll find out he's sticking his dick out into somebody on tour, allegedly.
Yeah, since he's, banging out Samantha Maloney.
Yeah.
During the new tattoo tour.
I believe he'll be honorable this time now.
I'm sure he will.
He has a lovely family in Wyoming.
Right, of course.
Why would he cheat? I mean, not that he didn't have a lovely family before, but
right.
I'll tell you what, that Donna D'Erico, boy, you brought that one to me. I check her on fucking Instagram every day.
Really?
She is a goddamn mystery of hotness.
And she's pushing 50, right? At least 50.
I think she's older than that.
Yeah.
I think she's like 55 or so. 56.
Yeah. She's 56.
And she is straight up. She would be a 9 in a room of 20-year-olds.
Wow.
I mean, she is. Let me find her Instagram.
That's a compliment.
She is smoking hot.
Did you ever think you'd be attracted to a girl your own age?
No. I thought I'd have to suffer through with girls my own age, but I never thought I'd be. I mean, dude, seriously, let's pull up some pictures of Donna D'Erico. Oh, that's not it. Where is it? There we go. I mean,
that's her.
That's 56.
I would have never, because she doesn't have the blonde hair, but
yeah,
I would have never guessed that. I would have never known that was her.
I don't like that picture.
She's a brunette now.
Yeah, look at that. Jesus.
Yeah, she's very shapely.
She has kept it together.
Yeah,
right,
that's how I remember her, is that picture.
This one here.
That one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's Baywatch years.
Yeah, I know. That's how I know her.
Look at this.
Well, she keeps in shape. I'll tell you that. So, what do you think she lives off of? Does she live off of Nikki Sixx Motley Crue divorce money, or does she live off of Baywatch money?
Certainly not Baywatch money.
I'm just
gotta be Nikki Sixx divorce money. It's gotta be. Maybe she has an OnlyFans. She could do it OnlyFans. Looking that hot?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Go back. What was that?
This?
Nope. One more. Right there. Who's who right here?
I don't know. Tracy Bregman? I don't know who that is.
So which one is
This is Donna D'Erico.
Oh, really?
Right, yeah.
She almost looks like Yasmin Bleeth there.
No. Not now, then.
Then, yeah.
Yeah, because Yasmin Bleeth looks like a fucking train ran her over.
I know. She's awful.
She's terrible.
All right.
Let's find some more good ones.
Oh, go back. Go back. One more. Right there. The plastic surgery is showing there, boy.
Yeah, the plastics aren't good on the face.
She's got the plastic surgery face.
But who cares if she has a head? That's smoking hot.
Yeah, she's got big old cans.
Yeah. Look at this. Yeah, she's a piece of ass.
So she's in the hot tub with a dress on.
Yeah, of course. Showing off those titties.
Yeah. Big old boobies.
Show me those wet sacks of fucking fun. Show them off, baby. And there's the one you remember.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, look at this.
Jumping on a girls on trampolines, the man show.
I love it. Wear your own skin. Wear vegan. All right, stop with that nonsense. Yeah, she's just, hey, look at that, dude. 56?
Yeah, hey, good for her.
Jesus. That's good shit.
That just reminds me. I was at one of my favorite haunts today, the Radius.
Yeah.
And I was talking to one of the bartenders and one of the waiter guys who worked there, and they were just kind of hanging out. When I would come in, they always come around and talk. And one kid, he's a young guy. He's only like 28, and he's big gun guy. He really knows his guns because when he was showing pictures of mine, he told me what model it was and make and caliber and the whole thing. So he really knows his shit.
Okay.
And he's only 28, and the bartender, she's 31, and she comes, she's coming over, and we're just chit-chatting and I'm always making just sexual innuendo jokes and things,
right? And
she goes, I was wondering about you the other day. I go, you were? I said, why? Did you want to make out with me or something? It's just kind of joking like that,
right?
She goes, why? Is that what you want? I go, really? You and me right now? And then the kid says, no, she's got a thing for this guy over here. And she goes, no, I don't. He's like 50. And I said, is there something wrong with that? And she goes, that's just way too old for me. But she's talking to me. I said, oh, okay. And he goes, I said, then I guess making out with you is out. And she goes, why? And I said, well, because you had an aversion to this guy over 50. And she goes, what? You're like 47, right? I said, wow, that's a compliment.
Yeah,
I said, I'm like 60. And they're going, holy fuck. Are you kidding me?
Now you've got the plague.
Yeah.
The age plague.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I would have never known that.
Yeah, no shit.
Wow. What a nice compliment, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll take it.
So then we went down the street and had cocktails at another bar.
Nice.
So it was kind of fun.
That's goofy. Fun. Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I know. This is like goofy. Oh, I had mead today. Are you familiar with mead?
Oh, yeah, I've had mead.
Yeah, it's wine is basically what it is.
Yeah. Depends on how it's made. It can also be like a beer type.
Yeah, it could be like a beer, but this place we went kind of like a wine.
Mm-hmm.
I bought us some rounds of some mead.
Of some mead. Wench?
Well, that's funny you should say that, because that's exactly, we were walking down to this place and go, have you ever had mead before? And I said, I've never had mead, but I've banged a few wenches.
That's right. Wench, bring me a pitcher of mead.
Yeah, bring me a tankard of mead.
That's right, a tankard.
A tankard. That's so funny. It's so goofy.
Hilarious.
The biggest and the best heavy metal radio station is CMS Network Now. With over 5,000 heavy metal songs from all the subgenres and eras of metal, it ranges far more than almost any station broadcasting today. You can also listen to great radio shows like Charlie Kendall's Metal Shop, the shows of the CMS Network, and even the full episodes of the Classic Metal Show with the music. Visit CMS Network now at www.cmsradio.net or on the CMS Network app in both the iOS or Android stores. There's no need to listen anywhere else for the best